Let me answer that with more information. You do spot crow feathers in the kitchen and a smear of blood near the back door. Just a flick, like it was. As I say, you're an expert in this thing. You know the Asian stuff. It's blood that was probably as a result of someone getting slapped or punched.
Near the back door. Back door still open, unlocked?
Back door is unlocked, partially unhinged.
Right, okay,
So
got
may
it.
just be.
Nope,
Yeah.
might schmight. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But the family vehicles are all still present?
Nope.
No.
There's only just this van here.
Evidence of family vehicles, like a place where they parked?
There's a tractor, which the keys are still in. Looks like it's parked around the back, near a shed. There's you can see like ruts where a family car would have been. It's gone.
Right. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. All right. But in the blood on the. Okay, the blood. Interesting. Okay, I'll take a swab of that and just like stick it in my pocket
Okay.
in plastic or something.
Yep.
All right. So
Sure. No
that's good
problem.
enough. I've got the idea, and I'm back to the cave as soon as I can.
Yeah. And let's see. I'm not trying to think for the epiphany. Yeah, you might not be wrong. Those birds are really fucking
Take
going
care.
for you as you come out of the house.
Yeah, I'll look at them and say, and I'll leave the door open a little bit, and I'll open the door and look at them expectantly, like, aren't you going to go in?
They as a flock go inside.
Mm-hmm.
They fly inside
That's
and
right.
fly down,
Mm-hmm.
and they start hopping around on the
Exactly.
table.
And I'll say, well, good luck to you. And
Well, do them a favor and turn off the water heater because
that's right.
you
Oh
know,
yeah, good point. No, I'd totally turn off the water heater. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want that little crow trying to turn it off.
Exactly. No, I hear you. Exactly. So I totally turn off the water heater and I'm out of there.
Grand ancestors will stop us. They will find us and kill us.
All right. So good. I've got news for you two, and I'm going to head straight back to the cave.
Okay, that all took you maybe like to give a good search of the thing, maybe about 20 minutes.
I figured.
So,
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so you guys approach the cave. You're in this misty rain, and you can see like this small hill. I do mean small hill. It's like a large, maybe an old passage tomb or something like that. A small green hill with a lot of kind of scrubland trees on it and stuff like that. And you see the giant scar in the landscape where this explosion occurred. You see it's all cordoned off with tape that says OPW on it. There's two people standing in front of a third. The two people have like a camera with a big fuzzy microphone and a and they've got a voice mic, and they're actually asking questions. You can see RTE written on the microphone, and it appears that they are interviewing a woman with. Do I have a description of this person? I don't know if I do. Yeah, a woman in her, you'd say, early 50s, maybe, with with a mane of kind of curly red hair, which is barely tied back with multiple kind of clips and pins and stuff like that to kind of hold it all in position. She's wearing kind of hip waders and a big heavy kind of all-weather coat, and and this like hat that's basically desperately trying to cling onto the top of her head when in the rain to kind of hold off the rain. She's spattered with dirt and all sorts of stuff, and you can see there's a small tent been pitched nearby with what looks like a rucksack near the entrance of it with all sorts of little tools spilling out of it. You can see that it appears to be some kind of interview ongoing, and the news reporter is kind of asking the questions. And he says So Ms. Malloy said, as a member of the OPW team that's working here, can you tell us how much damage has been done to this valuable archaeological site? I said, and she said, well, honestly, I can't comment on that at the moment. It's hard to tell what exactly has been damaged, if indeed anything. It appears that the entrance to the site has indeed been damaged, but of course we know that's much later. And you can see the guy kind of loses interest immediately and kind of pushes her forward again and said, do you know what type of explosive device was used? She said, well, I'm an archaeologist, not a member of the Guard of Síochána, so I can't possibly comment on that. He said, what about the body that was found? Did you find any more bodies? Are you expecting to see treasure? Do you think treasure was removed from this area? And she kind of looks at him and goes, which one of those questions would you like me to ask? And he looks at her again and he's like, you can see his shoulders kind of go down.
Yeah,
he says,
he's losing his lead.
and he's like, yeah. And you can see like he's drenched already, and you can see he's got these circles under his eyes. Clearly, he's been here for a few days probably, and he kind of looks at her again and says, and he puts down the microphone for a second, and he says to her, "Are you actually going to tell me anything of interest?" And she kind of looks at him and gives him a kind of a tight smile and says, "A wonderful archaeological site in two series." The original site is possibly a natural formation that was adapted in the, early 1000 to 2000 BCE, possibly used as and he immediately just stops and says, "I didn't ask for a lecture. Look, I'm out of here.
That was the good part.
Talk to you later." And
God
he just goes, "Look, Michael, come on, let's go. This fucking rain is killing me." And the two of them trudge back across the field. And as you two are approaching, the reporter kind of looks at the two and goes, "It's fucking closed," and just keeps moving.
I'll let him pass me. Just like and I'll be like, I'll listen to what you have to say.
Say it to the lady, is it?
Yeah, I go up to the lady.
Oh, and then she looks at the two of you and kind of goes immediately, "You're American, are you?"
Mm-hmm.
Something like it. My character has an ambiguously ethnic accent, so like sometimes it's like, oh,
I thought ambiguously ethnic.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I thought he was Middle Eastern. He sounded kind of Spanish to me. It kind of had like this Basque accent to me. It's like this weird, non-placeable accent that is an accent no matter where he goes. But it's not.
Where are you from, Nash? Lots of places.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an Italian accent. It's not a Middle Eastern accent. It's not a Jewish accent, or it's just this weird.
You're not from around here, she says.
Yes, we heard about what happened here, about the body that decomposed in the explosion.
Yeah.
I got a file.
We
kind of looks at you, two of you, and kind of goes,
God, they look like weirdos. They look like saucer nuts or something, don't they?
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely.
She kind of looks at the two of you. She's like, and the rain is intensifying at this point, and it's gone from like a mist to like a real heavy downpour, and you can feel it all around you, and you're kind of like, oh shit, you pull up the umbrellas and the kind of whatever else you have, and Jerry, you're now in what was a white shirt, which is now like Caliban's now in this transparent shirt with God knows he's rippling muscles, and you can see her kind of like eyeing you up the side of you, kind of like appreciating the look, but not really paying a hell of a lot of attention at the same time, trying to refocus and answer your questions. And she says, "You're not from round here." I said,
No.
With all of
Can we
the
go
files.
outside and talk? Unless you got another pair of those waiters, because those are
kind of
pretty
small,
cool.
but Oh, thank you. Yeah, always take them. You need them in this kind of work, It's.
Can you go into the cave and talk?
Okay. She kind of looks around. Give me a persuasion check. Jerry. Give me a persuasion check because you're the one who asked.
Persuasion check. I've got this one. This is what my character's about. So charisma plus my influence.
Yeah. It's that
All
3.
right. I got +3 here, so I rolled a 5 plus 3. That's an 8. That's a partial.
partial success. She kind of narrows her eyes and goes, "Well, I don't know
Actually,
if
I
we should
think
be
that would
allowing."
be a +3 MOV.
Are you trying
Yeah,
to give me some luck?
He gets a piece of luck. +3 MOV.
Okay.
Now, can you do that, Ron, if your character's not there?
Yeah, she's on her way. It does say
Nice
+3 to
try.
anyone's result. We'll see what the game
Fine.
author says.
Yeah. That's eight. So that's 11. Let's go with that. So she's like, for a minute, she's like, I don't. And then something in the air, actually in the air, changes for a moment, and she looks at you strangely, Schmoo and Caliban, and kind of goes, maybe you should take a look. Yeah. Do you want a tour? I mean, you'll have to be careful now. You can't stand on anything that's.
Oh, that's weird. That was like a big shift. That wasn't just a little luck with the persuasion.
Well, in all honesty,
You two
luck,
felt that.
yeah, you get MOS, meaning it goes from a partial to a success. You got 3 MOS, so
Yeah.
it goes to a success.
That's what I thought. It wasn't just +3 to the result. It's like levels.
It's a big
Yeah,
big,
that's what luck does. Luck
Yeah.
does that. Yeah, it's a really big shift.
So he
but
gets
even
like, I
at
don't know,
that,
a great success or something, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's true. But even at that, Schmoo and Caliban, you feel more of that push. Like
Okay.
it was like a boom. It like his normal amount of luck is this much. His his generated amount of luck was this much.
Right.
That was that was
probably the energy that's here, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's
might be
amplifying
something to do
everything.
with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang it. Watching Ron drink makes me want a day drink. Maybe I'll go get some wine.
Good night drink. I've got a bottle of Irish mead inside. I can always like.
Black Imperial Stout, my friend.
Actually, can we take a second for a sec? Take like our bio break or
Sure. Yeah.
do something like
I
that?
need some water.
Luck
The
is
funny
you
part
have a
of Ron
pool of MOS that you can use during the game to affect rolls, altering the rolls. The hero's pool is equal to twice your AVs of power plus your MR.
Okay, text me the rules on that. Will you do it properly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just
well,
email it to you? Or sorry, I'll just
Funny
give
part
you
is,
the quick
yeah,
chat.
we changed it because in the game that I'm running, that's the power someone bought. That is the power that they bought, so they put all their points into it.
It's insane, Jerry. As written, it's insane.
nuts.
Even at even at
The new one
AV3
is
that
better.
I've got, it's as written, it's insane. So
The new version of it is much better.
yeah,
Like you got
send me the new one and we'll use it.
There
Okay,
you go.
good enough.
It's in the God's End chat.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ron was saying he's got about 20 minutes left in him, so let's move up to the next to move the scene along. So what do you want to say to? She's like, yeah. Do you want a tour?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Let's So Onnagot Cave has a history of habitation running back to about 2000 before current era, which places it about 4,000 years old that we know of. The cave has a long history and association with the other world, or Nanog, in the Irish. You're far. I'm sorry. Where are you from?
From down south.
I blurt out, like, where are we at? New England? Wherever we're at. The city.
Yeah. Innsmouth.
Oh, you're American. Okay, I thought that originally, but I wasn't sure by the clothing. You see. Yeah, you can tell Americans by their clothes, by the way. It's a weird one. It's true. So she kind of looks at you and goes, well, yes, it's the Tirnanog means the land of the young. Og being the Irish word for young. And apparently this was a gateway at one point to Tirnanog. Or though there are other stories going back that it was Morrigan's cave, and Morrigan herself, the one of the Irish goddesses, rode out of this on Samhains to hunt down those who had done her wrong.
Yeah, Morgan's
it's
really
also
one of those really nice American goddesses. Or Irish
Yeah.
goddesses.
Yeah,
Sweet,
she's a
pleasant.
delight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is it? And she's beginning this. She's beginning this discussion. Darcy is kind of coming up behind her, behind you, and she kind of looks over her shoulder, nods at you, and keeps going. Said, What's fascinating is this cave shows two signs or two instances of habitation. The later one was maybe only about 400 or 500 years ago, and this is most of the stonework you see at the front here that's been just damaged and destroyed is actually from that period. Luckily, so it's not quite as heart wrenching or soul destroying. Unfortunately, the destruction does seem to have uncovered a body, which is being checked out in the local hospital by the coroner to make sure that it is actually a piece of antiquity rather than an actual more recent event. It has happened in the past with Ireland's turbulent history that bodies were buried in locations that people didn't think would be dug up. Archaeological sites being prime example of such. So they're just going to make sure it's not something from the troubles from years ago or anything like that. Let's see now, and she takes you around, and she pretty much shows you you know, hold on a second. She shows you a run through of things. Actually, I'm going to put in two pictures in the chat. That's the house nearby.
Oh, look at that.
That actually is from nearby, and that is what the inside of the cave looks like. It's kind of like a long kind of teardrop-shaped chamber, which goes right back. About 30 feet.
Can you tell us where they found the body? It
was just a few feet over this. She kind of takes you out again and said, you can actually probably see the poles where it was marked out on the ground here. He said, it's outside the cave. And it appears that it was thrown during the course of or from the explosion. It was just over here, and she indicates an area outside the cave.
Well, I'm going to go past and see if I can go to the end of this cave, because I'm assuming it has a terminus someplace. Just it
does literally. See where that light is. There is very close to where the end is. It's not very far, and you pick your way through it. And she calls out to you and says, "Look, be careful. This isn't something that you should just be wandering around. Normally, this wouldn't be open to the public without tour guides, and I'm just."
He's very
I'm
nimble.
just here to make sure the archaeology is
So
okay.
careful.
It's just watch your head. You're quite tall, and
yeah. And I'll just go down there.
As you get closer to the exit or to the far end of the cave, you can feel something. A tremendous, like you're sitting at a waterfall, and you just like. The normal flow of Ka in an area is like a gentle ebb and flow that, when you really concentrate, you can sometimes feel it. This feels like a vital outpouring, like someone punched a hole inside of the bag, and it's like it's rushing at you. And there is even to your eyes, a slight distortion in the air towards the end of the cave. It appears for a second, then vanishes away again, and then reappears and vanishes away again.
And I'll look back at Darcy and I go, Darcy, come look.
I've followed them into the cave by this point, imagine, correct?
Yes.
Probably came up during the talk.
Yeah.
All right, so I do want to come and take a look. I'll also ask in passing to Mrs. What was her name? Malloy, but I didn't hear that.
Miriam Malloy, of the OPW.
And I will say very reflexively, for the first time in years, the precisely right and happy, and so glad to meet you, and glad to meet you. The proper cadence and everything, the right response, and surprising myself. And then I say, in legendary, who turns people into crows and why?